Welcome back to the League of Puzzle Speedrunners Tetris Attack vs. Speedrun Tournament 2024. I am your head tournament organizer, Cards of the Heart. We've got a League of Puzzle Speedrunners first on the channel. A pair of head-to-head matches will be played at the exact same time. We are going to have the number 3 seed FFR Pro 21 take on number 14 ZepLander, as well as number 5, thebfin314, who you just heard call the last match, take on number 12, Kynayo. And to help me keep straight all the chaos that is about to happen is the GOAT of these tournaments, who first started organizing them in the first place. It is the one, the only, BB Forky. Welcome back to the tournaments, Forky.
Very kind words. I think the GOAT might be a little overdone there, but I will take the compliment anyways. But yeah, I'm really excited. It's going to be chaotic getting all these matches in here, but a really good double header here. I was trying to look up a little things beforehand, and I remember after taking a year off when we were doing a lot of the tournaments in 2022, I was looking at Kynayo and ZepLander, and I remember both of them joining around the same time. And it happens to be that I think it was the TA tournament that year was their first, and they happened to join the Discord on the same exact day. So it's pretty cool that we're going to be seeing them on the first day playing too. Not against each other, but on the same screen, which is awesome. And of course, BFin and FFR Pro. No introduction needed for them. FFR have been playing forever. BFin just set some ridiculous times this year. Two of the favorites for sure heading into the matches today, but anything can happen with the craziness of Tetris Attack.
Absolutely. Our two top-seeded players in this matchup were top 4 finishers in last year's tournament. FFR, the runner-up, BFin falling just short in 4th place. But yeah, ZepLander and Kynayo definitely capable of making their own noise in this tournament. And as random as some of the harder levels in Tetris Attack especially can be, it is definitely up in the air how exactly these matches are going to break down. But let's not keep anyone waiting any longer. This is going to be crazy to try and keep track of, so let's make sure we are able to get right into it to not keep these players waiting any longer. Here we go with this pair of winners round 2 matchups. Number 3 FFR Pro 21 versus number 14 ZepLander. Number 5 the thebfin314 versus number 12 Kynayo. And that is coming at you starting right now. And it looks like just about everything stayed intact except for ZepLander's stream. Oh, that is unfortunate. That is just a bit unfortunate, but we'll get that back up for you in just a little bit. And to try and minimize some of the chaos, Forky, we were having all 4 of the players agree on the first level of this best of 5 to play, and they have decided on hard mode to start. Forky, what do you think about that?
Pretty interesting selection. I feel like it's been a popular one in the past. I wish I remembered some of the statistics for that, but it's kind of like, you know what? They want to start a little bit strong, get maybe some of the Bowser unluckiness out of the way. But it seems like a good neutral start for most players because there's a good amount of skill that's going to be involved in it, but also a decent amount of RNG. So it's going to be, I think it's going to benefit the BFin and FFR the most here, but there definitely still can be some cave trolls on hard mode.
For sure. The hard mode is definitely going to be a good test of players' execution for if we do end up needing V-hard to decide this match. And as close as these two might be getting, we could very well need a V-hard in order to decide each of these matchups. So before ZepLander's stream drops off again, we might want to go ahead and let these players get started. Let's make sure we can hear FFR Pro's audio as we start this one, but we'll definitely try to bounce around between everyone else as this chaotic doubleheader of a matchup proceeds. So I think with this in mind, looks like we are ready to actually get this match started. So I will set the players off and we can go ahead and get going.
Yeah, I remember you noting right before this that this is a LPS first. Did we ever have anything in the Puzzle General days where we had a 4-way stream? Because I was thinking maybe it happened once for the Dr. Mario tournament way back when, but I can't remember. But I'm just excited in general because it's like not only is this 4-way race, but obviously since this being the versus com category, there are technically 8 playing fields that we're going to have to look at, and it's going to be really crazy to keep up with it all.
It is going to be crazy. We're going to be seeing some good play all the way through. The top 2 players on our screen will be facing each other, and the bottom 2 will also be playing each other. So it is FFR Pro versus ZepLander and thebfin versus Kynayo as game 1 is underway, and thebfin starting off strong with a 13-second stage, as is FFR Pro. Hard mode, I think if you execute well enough executing a basic set of combos and chains that all of our top players are capable of making, then I think you should be able to beat all of these stages in 15 seconds or less. What's your thought on that, Forky?
I would definitely agree with that, especially with the cursor speed being a little bit faster in hard mode compared to the 2 lower difficulties. The players that are very consistent with their own cursor speed and getting combos and chains down quickly, you're going to see that pay dividends here at the beginning, which is why FFR and thebfin already hopping off to a pretty decent lead here, both on Poochie already. Kynayo keeping up right now, and ZepLander's actually not doing too bad either. I know his stream looks like it's behind about 10 seconds, so I have to keep that in note too. So he is not too far behind either.
For sure, and I think after a little bit of a hiccup, thebfin and FFR showing what it takes to beat these foes quickly, executing the right amount of attacks to win in 14 seconds for each of them. And Kynayo's Poochie is getting some chains. These foes, until we get to the Cave of Wickedness, don't actually know how to set up chains, so it is purely unlucky to actually get hit with any set of chains. ZepLander is going to have to settle for an 18 on that one, but FFR Pro is just rolling right now, Forky.
Yeah, same with thebfin hitting a 12-second at the bottom there. Zep almost got hit with a chain on his side too, but the AI was still being a little bit rude and decided to backtrack one of the clears and ended up getting a 5 combo instead of a 2 chain. So wasting a little bit of time there, but all 4 racers pretty close together right now. It's about a 1-stage lead for both of these head-to-head matchups right now. thebfin getting another beautiful 14. FFR has got a good setup on his side too, but it's a little bit short on the follow-through. Let's see the down stack. Oh, it's going to be a chain that drops down too.
My goodness.
It's going to be the kill, but very unlucky here, having to send 10 lines to get it.
It does seem, even with potential stream delays to account for, that FFR does have a full stage lead at this point, and thebfin is building up towards getting a strong full stage lead, but man, Blarg there needing what, 10 lines to get that win? 10 lines of garbage to get that win? That's a hard ask for even the best players to try and send in that short a time.
Oh, a 6 combo clear right at the end there for FFR again, having to send quite a lot once again here. He did have a pretty good setup, though. I saw a lot of combos weaved in. He got the 8 combo at the end there. So still able to get a sub 30 here. I'd say pretty respectable time for what RNG was given to him. But bfin looks like he's going to be struggling a little bit on Lungefish right now.
Okay, Kynayo's getting through Blarga. We might end up accidentally calling him Tetris Attacker throughout these proceedings as well, because Tetris Attacker in the community embodies Blarg in so many senses. And FFR Pro, 11 seconds on the Lungefish. That is crazy.
Beautiful there. Well, since Lungefish took a little bit of time for bfin, this is an opportunity for Kynayo to maybe catch up a little bit of time. This clear is going to come out quick, but if he's got a quick enough follow, which I don't know if it's coming immediately here, so this might be a little bit of a time waster in Kynayo's side.
Kynayo just does not have the chains right now to support the attack that he needs to make with those combos, and it will be bfin first among all of our players into the Cave of Wickedness. Let's take a listen in with his audio. Yeah, but both of our top seeds showing some consistency in getting these kills with some regularity. Our bottom seeded players taking a little bit extra effort. 11 seconds again from FFR on Hookbill, just running away with this first race. Honestly, Forky, what do you think? What do you think it takes to be super consistent at this game and consistently get top times on all these stages?
Oh God, as someone who probably embodies inconsistency, whether it be good times out of nowhere like my qualifiers or just really horrible times, I don't have the perfect answer for it, but generally it just seems like having a general understanding of the game and good mechanics, like being able to find 5 and 6 combos and being able to weave them into your chain so consistently is going to make so much of a difference for every single versus mode in this game. Like, as long as you are sending garbage for the most part and topping off your opponents, that is the most important thing and will lead to some consistency. And when you can get a little bit more complex and start weaving in more and more combos, cutting off your chains a little bit earlier to reduce some of that shake time, that's really what's going to show the most results. Kind of like what FFR was going for in this attack. He went for a 9 at the end here. And the down stack, yeah, perfect.
Wow.
That's exactly a great demonstration there by FFR, what I'm talking about.
And not to sell everyone else in this match short, in these matches short, a lot of people in this tournament are capable of getting really good times on any one stage. And it looked like ZepLander just rattled off back-to-back like 18-second stages or something.
Yeah, and Kynayo
Like
with a
that,
16 down there too with the fist bump.
Still a full stage behind bfin, but you know, there's still gonna be something that goes wrong with Bowser. So bfin still has some cleanup left to do in order to take this first race in this best of 5. Getting the chains going there, X5, this definitely looks like a sizable enough attack, but hard mode opponents in the Cave of Wickedness do learn how to start chaining, and that, oh boy, the garbage clearing,
okay,
some
a
chain off the garbage. Here comes Kynayo, and FFR Pro finishing and clocking in with a 7:34 officially.
Ooh.
And there goes bfin with a 7:59.
Oh, that could have been super scary there. Went for a second tier clear, 1 swap away. I don't know how much would have happened for Bowser after that, but that could have been the break Kynayo needed. But, I mean, honestly, pretty resilient from his part to keep up with this and getting a lot of quick kills towards the end of the run. Like, if the beginning went a little bit more smooth, this could have easily been Kynayo's race. Because there was a couple sub-20s rattled off with the 22-second Bowser to finish it off. very respectable time for Kynayo.
All right, Kynayo clocking in with an 8:25. Looking fairly good there. Just not quite enough to keep up with what Beefin was dropping down there, but honestly, we're seeing 4 very good, if not great, hard mode runs at the moment, and that might bode well for the decisions of Kynayo and ZepLander to maybe take this match into a more random direction. Due to the nature of this 2x2 match we're gonna go on here, as ZepLander finishes with a 9:30. Both Kynayo and ZepLander will have to agree on the next level to play in order to get this match proceeding into a good direction. So
yeah, that's an interesting dynamic to think about. Them both agreeing on it. They're probably both similarly minded though, since they are kind of 12 and 14, really close in skill level, and it's hard to think of where you want to go next, because a lot of the lower difficulty levels, I would say, also favor the more consistent players, but I think there still might be a better chance for them to win on, let's say, a medium or a normal difficulty, just because if one troll happens and wastes like double the time on one stage, it can mean so much if you're playing consistent, even if you're losing, you know, like 3 to 4 seconds every stage. All it can take is one stage to catch you back up.
All right, our 2 race losers have coordinated, and they have decided that they are going to go with the easy level for the next race. Let me rewind a second and give our first stars to FFR Pro 21. And then once a few seconds pass by, we can grant the first star to Beefin.
Yeah, I think easy is a pretty good choice here, though. Take it back, make it a lot less stages. Your attacks are going to be pretty similar to Hearthstone. You have a little bit more time for lenience, since the swap speed is going to be a little bit slower. But yeah, you just got to preach consistency here. If you're not finding your combos immediately, opt to extend out that chain and maybe lose a couple seconds here and there. But well, we'll see how these players approach it as we are underway for this race number 2.
Alright, remind me after this game to potentially refresh Kynayo's stream and remind him to put a timer on screen so we know how synced these runs are. But they're fairly close enough for now. We're not going to fret over it too much. But think right now these players are going to be fretting over the garbage clears that they're going to be subjected to. It looks like ZepLander is going to get a garbage clear, as is Beefin. And it is FFR Pro getting off to the fastest start of the 4 with a 16-second Lakitu stage. But easy mode... Yeah, go ahead.
It looks like Kynayo's going to be taking his first lead of his series right now against Beefin, getting a 2-second advantage over this first stage. See if he can continue to have this flow, but a little bit of a rocky start here at the beginning, and Beefin's got these pillars. It looks like it'll lead to a sub 20-second. Kynayo, can he match that time? He'll actually beat it by a second there. Very well done.
And yeah, don't look now. FFR Pro is just doing FFR Pro things by getting a 12-second bumpy. So that should be to be expected for the two-time LPS Tetris Attack champion, winning in 2016 and 2021. Just been one of the greats in the game for a long time, and the cursor speed really just goes to you really see it in the cursor speed how fast FFR is able to manipulate things all around. Definitely one of the treats to watch in these tournaments, Forky.
Yeah, I mean, as you can see here, a lag chain weaved into 3 different combos at the beginning here. It's going to lead to a 14-second kill. The truth is, when FFR Pro's on his game, there's really nothing you can do. Even top players have fallen victim to this. If he's on it, he, like you mentioned, one of the quickest cursor speeds in the game. He's going to be hitting his combos and chains regularly and getting these kills off. And as you can see, he's a full stage ahead of everybody on the screen right now. Look at this. Another lag chain introduced here. 2 combos weaved in this time. Just a little bit short, but a clear was going to come in anyways and ruin his day. But it still might lead to a sub 20-second time here if this drops quick enough, or just outside it.
And that's fine. That's going to happen to literally everybody that plays this game. Even the defending champion Yoshi is going to have the occasional stage where the opponent gets a garbage clear. The garbage clears are so hard to avoid. So you just gotta, honestly, you really just gotta send your attacks as fast as you can. Like, I don't know, Forky. You might know a thing or two about playing easy mode fast. You did get the fastest easy time in our qualifying. Any secrets you might have to share with us?
Bro, you guys might have to check my PC and see if I cheated after that run. That's the only thing I can say.
We might have to launch some sort of investigation. Maybe who knows what resources will have.
I mean, I would say out of the lower difficulties, I don't know. I haven't looked at the leaderboard in a while, but I guess it's one I feel more comfortable compared to like normal. But honestly, it can be pretty lucky and just relying on the opponent not to clear. But just getting your garbage out consistently is the only thing I can suggest here, even if it is a big chain. Because, I mean, sometimes they'll get the clear, or sometimes they'll drop the stack, and maybe a big chain will be kind of the downfall of the situation there. But it seems most of the time, get your garbage out and just hope that the AI doesn't clear, and you're in for a good position, which was the case, I think, in my qualifier run. Because I think my consistency was kind of like all over the place. Like, I did decent job in combo weaving, but sometimes I didn't get any combos and just extended out a chain.
Okay, FFR got a garbage clear on this Raphael, but still looking at a very blistering pace heading into the Cave of Wickedness. That is going to be a sub 5-minute cave entry for our 3 seed. That is definitely a good time to try and hit in easy mode for our top players. FFR is first into the Cave of Wickedness. thebfin is not far behind and still maintaining a little bit of a lead on Kynayo. Try to get the attack spammed on it. That is going to be enough for a 22. Gonna be hard to say just how much more Kynayo is gonna have to hope for to squeak something out.
Yeah, this
here.
is a lot closer than I'm thinking right now too, because I think Kynayo is behind by 5 seconds, so he actually had the lead up until this stage. So now he's only maybe about 5 seconds behind here. So this is definitely the match to watch right now, as depending on whether or not the cave is nice or not, or decides to clear, kind of like Hookbill did there, which is probably going to be a big swing for thebfin now. Did Kynayo send enough at the top? It looks like he did.
Alright, we are efforting to try to rescue ZepLander's feed as it appears
Also,
to have gone down again.
While paying attention to that match, what did FFR have a really slow Hookbill? Because I noticed he is now tied with thebfin.
Yeah, there might have been a chain that was not quite there, and And
Wow.
just like that, our two top players showing how good they are at easy mode with dueling 620s. But don't look now, Kynayo is coming out here with a 629 of his own.
Put up a really good fight there. Held it like stage to stage with bfin that entire race, and it was just it was mostly just that hook bill at the end that really caused the difference, because he had a really good end on Piranha Plant there too. So Kynayo, you know, gonna be going down 2-0 in the series versus bfin now, but I think, you know, coming within 30 seconds and then 10 seconds on the second race, he's got to be feeling good, and whatever difficulty they go to next, I think he's probably got a good shot if he can keep up this consistency, because there are a lot of sub 30-second kills here.
All right, as ZepLander stream is coming back from apparent commercial break, he finished his easy run with a time of 7 minutes 3 seconds. So with everyone officially clocked in, let's grant stars number 2 to FFR Pro and give that to bfin as well.
Everyone within 45 seconds of each other too. What a great race. Hey, this would be a pretty crazy race if this was FFR versus bfin right now with the tied 620s there. What is the protocol this year if we have a tied race time, out of curiosity?
Oh, yes. In a head-to-head, if people hit a tie, if we actually get a separation within 2 seconds, we're gonna have to check the tape and make sure that the result is good before we call it. Just another thing that I have, for lack of a better term, shamelessly stolen from the Dr. Mario speedrunning community, because they've been doing tournaments for a long time. They have a good idea on how things should be run, and I don't know, based on some announcements that I'm going to have at the very end of this tournament, maybe more of their structure will be emulated than you might think.
That seems like a pretty good protocol. I mean, because you never know with someone who accidentally might hit a split late or things like that. It's always good to double check to make sure the person who won was the deserving one. Let's say you look at the times of both of the players and they did have 620. Are you going to measure to the milliseconds afterward, or are you going to let them re-race that category to determine a winner?
We're gonna have some ways to be able to time things in real time. Just gotta get a few more things set up to be able to do that, but we'll have some way to figure out how to do things in real time. Alright, Kynayo and ZepLander have decided on normal mode for the next level, saving the chaos of V-Hard for later if it gets to that point, but we shall see if it needs to get to that point.
I think the smart pick once again. V-Hard is a little bit too chaotic, and in the days of how good people are getting at speedrunning this game, even our top players are finding ways to get sub 9s way more consistent, even sub 8s here and there. So a little bit more of the same. The AI is getting just slightly quicker, and we're adding one stage here. Let's see how everyone starts here. bfin with a 13, FFR with a 14. Kynayo going to be matching that 13 at the bottom too. So once again, a pretty close start between Kynayo and bfin.
Alright, ZepLander getting a 22, Lakitu and FFR Pro getting an 8 combo to start the attack, getting multiple 4 combos during that chain. They won't stack very well, but not like that mattered anyway. Bumpty had a garbage clear anyhow.
Alright, Kynayo going to be getting the fastest Bumpty here. And once again, taking an early lead on bfin. I think he's he is feeling the momentum, carrying it over a little bit from last difficulty, because he's been playing pretty solid. He's been finding these chains and weaving in some combos here. As you can see, an A combo at the beginning. Maybe I cursed him a little bit now as he's struggling to find the chain follow-up, but it looks like he's going to bounce back pretty quick here.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, like, you can't be looking past any of our competitors in this matchup, and really most of the competitors in this tournament are very well trained in this game, and they're all capable of doing some amazing things. Ooh, ZepLander gets a garbage clear by Poochie, and Wiggler is also going to clear some garbage off of bfin3's attack, but bfin3 should be in position to wrap that up and be the first out of Wiggler. Again, this is normal mode. This is 11 stages. We're playing to Kamek, and both ZepLander and Kynayo are on the ropes for
it is a theme of clears right now. All 3 Wigglers have been cleared on. Make that 4 now with Zeps doing a little bit of a clear. Hopefully not another one. Thankfully ending out on an 18-second. But yeah, as you mentioned, Cards, this is do or die for Zep and Kynayo right now, and they are keeping pace. Kynayo losing a little bit of ground here recently, but Zep, after kind of a sluggish start, is keeping a little bit of a pace here with FFR. But that's the one thing with FFR. If you fall behind a little bit, it's going to be hard for him to give you any time back.
Earlier levels, especially, like that elite cursor speed will serve you so well on the earlier levels more than anything else. You might have a somewhat fair shake if you're able to send attacks in hard mode, but when it comes to normal and easy, especially with the top handful of players, it is just so hard to make any sort of headway to come back. So hard. And once again, bfin3 and FFR Pro are showing you how to play the game, and as soon as Lungefish stops clearing stuff, bfin3 will be getting out of that stage. FFR Pro getting more garbage cleared on it. That's just been the theme. It's just there's so many stages at getting garbage clears. Like can you really, Forky, can you really think of a good way to like watch for your opponent's stack and maybe try to avoid those garbage clears? Is there really something we can do about that?
I mean, you could like theorize it, and I'm sure some people do it to an extent, like some of the top players like yourself or Yoshi. But sometimes it's just really hard to prevent. At these lower difficulty levels, their cursor speed's so slow, and they like to do clears at the top of their stack a lot. So if you can see that happening, you can delay it a little bit, but there's also a chance if you just send it as quick as possible, they might not even have the time to get those clears. So I don't know. It's like, it's almost kind of like the 4 combo debacle in Pokemon Puzzle League, you know, sending it at a certain time, send it earlier, send it later. I don't think there's ever going to be a solved answer for these games except for getting like a fully RNG maniped run.
Maybe one day I'll have time to resume my work on that. but until then, we will continue to enjoy the back and forths that we have in this game and in Pokemon Puzzle League every year. We are holding 2 tournaments every single year for these games, and if you missed out on the Versus tournament for this one, we're going right back in September with a Pokemon Puzzle League tournament. So if you like that game, you might want to join our Discord server and get involved with that. But as our top players are heading into the final stage, bfin3 first into Kamek. FFR Pro having to deal with some extra garbage clears, letting
Another clear.
ZepLander make up a little bit of extra ground. Oh, a horizontal 6 combo. Does that mean that Beefin's gonna get bodied? Because usually horizontal 6 to bodied, usually how the PPL foes get beaten at least, but no, wrong game. And it's the wrong time for Kamek to get in the way. So Beefin will be finishing Game 3 with a time of 6 minutes 31 seconds. And
Small chance for ZepLander here.
Yeah.
FFR did have a pretty good attack here. The down stack won't happen though. I don't know if there's another garbage block at the top there, to be honest.
That was kind of close. That was kind of close to unraveling for FFR actually.
But instead it turned out a very clean kill there at the end to snipe the sub-7 and also get the series win for his match.
That is going to be for FFR Pro a 656.
I think a really good bounce back here for Zep, though, making it very competitive until the very end, within 30 seconds at the end here. And a couple things go differently here for either Kynayo and ZepLander. We could see it being a whole different match and maybe some different games here. I think Kynayo got pretty unlucky with Beefin kind of playing his best, I would say, on this normal run, because I saw he was always hitting his combos. If his chain was cut off a little bit early, he was immediate on sending the next follow-up, and it seemed like almost always his opponent was topped off. So well played from Beefin. Of course, FFR, very solid times around the board too. I wish we were in a world where we saw the vertical player, or like FFR Beefin playing each other and Zep and Kynayo, because we would have a 2-1 match in both of these series right now.
That might be a future tournament idea we have to consider. Who knows? Who knows? And maybe we don't do something so structured for seeding for these tournaments and just see how the results pan out. That might be a fun idea we have to consider. We'll put that on the table. Put that in the bin of potential ideas for a future consideration.
I guess I can come off of mute.
In any case,
oh, okay. Well,
in any case, we have ZepLander done with a 724, Kynayo done with a 731, and let's go ahead and grant our final stars to FFR Pro. Give him the win. And then for the bottom matchup, it is a 3-0 in favor of Beefin. And we'll make sure he gets the win too. Let's make sure his sound can get playing. There we go.
I think all 4 players deserve to win in the matchups we had. I want to say this was excellent play all around. I don't have the qualifying times up, but I bet Zep and Kynayo both beat at least one of their qual times. So very well played. Sometimes you just run into the Goliaths of the game, and there's not too much you can do except hope the AI is a little bit more lucky for you and a little bit more unlucky for them. But yeah, nothing to be ashamed of here. It is double elim, so we're going to be seeing both these players have some chances in losers bracket, and I have a feeling they could, make a little bit of an impact while they're down there.
We are certainly not done with ZepLander and Kynayo in this tournament, and we'll see what they might potentially have to deal with as we wrap up this round of action tomorrow. But as it stands right now, we've got to give it up to FFR Pro and Beefin, winning their matches 3-0. They're both moving on to the next round. They've got some interesting opponents to potentially look out for in tomorrow's matches, yourself included.
I don't want to be in this quadrant of the bracket, I'll be real with you. I gotta first get past my first round, which is not free at all, and then Beefin, the man on fire this year, putting up some excellent times. I am very worried for that match, and I'm not sure who FFR is going to be playing his next round, but we got Yoshi, assuming Yoshi makes it out, Yoshi versus Foxy, and then I know you, Ty, Six, Tay, FFR are all on the bottom side, so that's not fun either. You know what? This whole bracket, it's full of killers, but what can you expect in 2024? Everyone's gotten so good.
Indeed, they have. Let's take a closer look at all of the potential matchups as the bracket gets refreshed with the 3-0 victories by Beefin and Kynayo. Beefin awaiting the winner of yourself, Forky, and Yukisaka, and FFR Pro looking for the result of Tayman and Tetris Attacker, who that'll be our doubleheader for tomorrow. We'll figure out what time that's going to be taking place at, depending on the results for the rest of today. But there are definitely there are definitely some crazy things left to be decided in this tournament, and really these first few rounds are still a little bit up in the air. But this is going to be quite the fight between all of these remaining players. You really can't sleep on any of them whatsoever. And coming up next, we've been going through a bunch of round 2 matchups. We're going to actually close out the broadcast with our 2 round 1 matchups that are going to get played. A bit of a bonus round for our gold bracket. This bracket was designed to only have 16 people in it, but at the players' request, we have expanded to 18. So we've got 4 bonus matches to give you, puzzlers, and we're going to take care of the 2 bonus first round, the 2 bonus winners bracket matches, starting with GamerX459 and the newcomer Oxcat right after this. So let me first thank BB Forky for helping call the craziness that was that four-way double head-to-header. That was quite fun. Hopefully we can do some more of that to make the tournament run a bit more smoothly. How do you think that turned out, Forky?
I think it went fine. There's definitely some moments that you'll miss here and there, because that's just how it's going to go even in a 2-way race. But I really do enjoy watching more player feeds at the same time and thinking of, like, the theoreticals, like what if these 2 players were playing each other at the same time. But it's cool because everyone gets a shine of light on them, and we can see 4 different perspectives, see a little bit of some momentum shifts here and there, some close races, and more puzzles at the end of the day is always good. So shouts to Tetris Attack, great game.
Shout outs to a pretty good game indeed. So let's go set up the GamerX459 versus Oxcat match, and we'll be right back with you in just a few minutes. Stay tuned. You are watching the League of Puzzle Speedrunners Tetris Attack Speedrun Tournament 2024.